There will be times where you need to renegotiate a deal. It could be that the initial negotiation did not push through because both parties couldn't find a good middle ground, or there is not enough time for more discussions. When and why should you renegotiate a deal? The dream scenario for every negotiator out there would be to get that sweet deal every time negotiations conclude. Whenever you end up hardballing the other party, or you make some concessions at some point, most of us all want the same thing. We want to get the deal that we want. However, life is not perfect and there will always come a time where you either need to back out from negotiations, and yes, you can renegotiate even if you walked out from a deal. Apart from the why, we also need to talk about the when. When exactly do you strike for a renegotiation? Some of the scenarios where you can possibly ask for a renegotiation are the following. When the other party has to cut off negotiations due to an unexpected event, when both parties have exhausted all possible outcomes but do not want to end the negotiation, because it may affect the relationship between them. When you feel that you can renegotiate a better deal with the other side. There are also times when you need to spend time to cool off. You will have to talk with the other party again, but this time it will be different. You will be more prepared than before, since past negotiations have revealed the other side's intentions, strengths and weaknesses. However, so is the other party. So how do you truly approach a renegotiation and still win? Okay, but why should you not renegotiate a deal? We've already talked about why you should renegotiate a deal and what to expect when you do it. This time we're going to discuss why you should not renegotiate a deal and what are the risks involved. While renegotiating a deal sounds perfect if you want to continue to have a good relationship with your suppliers or contractors, there will be times where you just need to walk away and not look back. Some of the examples where it's not wise to renegotiate are the following. When you already stopped a negotiation and left. Stopping all negotiations will always mean that you're no longer interested in pursuing the said deal. There should be no backing out from the decision. Once you've left, don't look back. When you've gathered information that the other party is not looking to change their offer. Sometimes one of the reasons for negotiations is to reconsider any offer that was made. If the other party were the ones to use the renegotiation card, you can do some research on the other party and figure out if they are willing to change their offer for a renegotiation. The risk to this is that if you're unsuccessful with gathering information, you might end up as the one who is unprepared for a renegotiation, when you've learned that the other party is someone who is not to be trusted. During negotiations, there are times when late background checks happen. If a negotiation is cancelled and there is hope for renegotiations, immediately turn down any renegotiation if the other party has a dubious reputation. Here are 7 strategies to renegotiate a deal. While there are many ways to renegotiate a deal, we will give you these lucky 7 strategies to help you if you're not just renegotiating a deal, but winning at them. Number 1, give yourself a break. When negotiations do not succeed the first time, you have a lot of options. The first option would be to give yourself a break and seek out other interested parties. Weigh in their offers, speak to other negotiating parties, and decide if it's in your best interest to continue negotiating with them. Sometimes you just have better luck negotiating with others, rather than keeping on negotiating, because you are too stubborn. Another option is to give yourself a break to improve your side of the team. Think of all the offers and do some research at the other negotiating parties. All in all, a break is almost always beneficial in trying to renegotiate a deal. Number 2, know what is right for your business. If you're ready to renegotiate, then you must make sure that you know what is right for your business. Take some time to meet with your team, discuss what are the terms that are beneficial for the company. Strive to get the best deal out of the renegotiation table. Number 3, prepare for disputes. Even during renegotiations, always expect disputes. Even with short-term contracts, disputes and differences of opinions inevitably arise. Add a clause to your contract that requires the chance to renegotiate, mediate or arbitrate in the event that parties end up disagreeing about the terms of the contract or how the partnership should unfold. Number 4, give clear rules of engagement. Sometimes a renegotiation happens because both parties misunderstood each other during their deliberation. Sometimes it's also due to the other party playing the ultimate hardball negotiator and not leaving the other side to give some time to think about their counteroffer. Whatever the case may be, Both parties should have clear rules of engagement during the renegotiation. Both parties should keep in mind that there is no need for any bad blood between the two parties during the renegotiation. As one movie line goes, it's only business, not personal. Number 5. Make sure that the renegotiation is worth everyone's while. There is a reason why both parties may agree to a renegotiation. It's because it could be a chance for both parties to present their offers and that you and the other party are hoping to get a better deal. Renegotiations always take two people to tango, and it's always possible to get a win-win situation for both. The key here is to make sure that offers are more accommodating rather than just be advantageous for one side of the party. Number 6. Bring the right people to the right table. There are times when earlier negotiations break down because one or two people from either side are not the best people to talk to during negotiations. There will always be people who are either too emotional or too greedy to make concessions with the other. Being the case, do you really want to bring the same people during a renegotiation? You should already know the answer to that. So once a renegotiation is scheduled, it'll be in your interest, and in the interest of the other party as well, to bring people who can really bring something to the table. Number 7. Aim for success and plan for failure. While we did mention that a good goal for renegotiation is to make sure that both parties get a win-win situation, it doesn't automatically mean that it should be your default stance. You should also aim for success. Try to get the best deal possible given the situation. But if you should fail, then you must have a backup plan. Always have an open mind for every situation, before and after renegotiating. Apart from these 7 tips, there are also other factors that can contribute towards the success or failure of a renegotiation. The status quo. During renegotiation, always check on the opinion of the status quo. Forcing to accept an outcome that is not what the majority wants is just asking for problems. Sometimes there is no shame in accepting the wishes of the many. The tone of voice. Did you sound too arrogant or threatening during the initial negotiation? That maybe was one of the reasons why the other party walked out, and now you're going to have to renegotiate. Make sure that you sound sincere and firm, but not condescending or even submissive. Learn from your mistakes. If the initial negotiation did not go well because you weren't prepared or you were too emotional during the discussion, it's time to think about those mistakes and learn from them. Do the necessary training and preparation needed so that you don't make the same mistakes again. Be direct. Sometimes most negotiators love to talk. They do that in order to get information from the other party. But unfortunately, the best negotiators do not like to dawdle during negotiations, and they will instantly spot you for the moment. Try this tactic on them. Sometimes negotiators just love to talk, and it can hurt the process. Therefore, it's best to also listen. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next lesson.